Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Takes a lot to change a man, now it takes a lot to try. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. What's up, guys? Doing a bad version of that song from The Star Is Born, because I haven't played guitar in years, but we were so inspired we decided we'd pull it out.
Honestly, that was actually fantastic. Ben always shortcuts himself. He's such a great guitarist and vocalist. I'm horrible. This is a mini AMA.
We're doing a miniature action movie anatomy here on A Star Is Born, a movie you guys have been excited to hear us talk about for some time. I promise I will actually. I want to rehearse more and learn how to play guitar again because it's been a long time. But for now, you'll be subjected to just that. But yeah, we saw the film. It destroyed us.
It was such a crazy experience. So we're gonna break it down. It's just me, Drew, my boy Ben, and our good friend
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
So yeah, we're here to talk about Star Is Born. It's a mini AMA.
Holy fuck, dude!
Unbelievable film.
Yeah, unbelievable, but also
yeah,
right?
I feel hungover from watching this movie.
I called you today. We saw it yesterday, and I was like, bro, I feel hungover from watching A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how. It was like an emotional hangover because, I mean, I don't know what to say here. Do I go full disclosure? Like, you and I both have.
I mean, there's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you and I both are people that enjoy drinking. So.
We enjoy drinking. We are in the entertainment business. We understand the unsurmountable highs and the unbelievable lows.
Yeah.
We understand the heartbreak and the incredible heartwarming feelings of success.
Yeah, the loneliness of really chasing your dream, the inevitability of ego and how it influences the way you feel about yourself in this business.
Right.
And there's just a lot. And so this movie really encapsulates. It's also the way that they love each other in this movie is something that a lot of us in entertainment that purity is not something that the nuts and bolts nature really allows.
Yeah, it's so pure, but it's also so what's that word? I don't want to say volatile, but when you do something too quickly without thinking, it's
impulsive.
Yeah, it's so impulsive. It's so all in and it's easy for a man like Jack.
Yeah.
To be that type of love. Because you are so used to living up here.
Yeah.
That you meet someone, you're just like, I'm going to marry you, I want to put babies in you, I want to live my life with you, I want to die with you, I want to live with you, everything. Whereas with Gaga or Stephanie in that situation, it's life doesn't operate up here. It operates down here.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was amazing.
It was a lot. Yeah, it was a really intense movie. I loved it. I didn't walk out of it feeling like magical in the way.
No, La La Land I felt much more magical.
La La Land I loved. I couldn't even quite put into words. And I noticed the similarities between the two is that in both cases after watching the films, trying to listen to the soundtrack, I've had to turn the soundtrack off a few times because it makes me too sad.
I can completely empathize.
I love it, but it's also I've tried to listen to a couple of songs and it's just I'm this is too much, which is weird. But yeah, so A Star Is Born, I loved it. We're gonna do a mini AMA on it right now. So yeah. I think getting into it first, give me some fist pump moments. Fist pump moment, guys. I'm not gonna explain it because you're on the Patreon.
Yeah, you're on the Patreon. I mean, it's so clear to me what the fist pump moment is. It's that moment in the trailer, right? It's that moment where she's sitting there I can't go out there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and he's her gay friend behind her is go, go,
all you gotta do is trust me.
And he's all you gotta do is trust me. And she's and then there's that I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna jump off the waterfall. I'm gonna go off the skydive. I'm gonna jump out of the plane. There's that moment. And for me, it's not even what happens when she gets out there. It's the moment of deciding I'm gonna do this. That's the moment.
And also there was a bunch of stuff there, right? So it's she shows up. She wasn't sure if she was gonna go. She knows she wants to. Then she shows up, and he's not only do I want you to, but I remembered what you sang in the parking lot because I'm so talented.
Yes.
That I was able to put together an arrangement of it that you can comfortably sing, and you're of course you are because you're a rock legend. So you are that talented.
Right.
And she's I'm gonna go out there, and I just found out 1 minute ago that my song is about to be played on this stage
in front of 50,000 people.
And like that's the moment, and like that moment was one of those like that's the ending of Warrior, like the music's playing and it's swelling.
He starts to sing the lyrics and you're like, this isn't for him.
Yeah.
It's for her. You're singing these songs to set her up. That's the set to the Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That moment was unbelievable. That moment was like, that was a true, I mean, that was a fist bump.
I can't say enough. I mean, like 4 times throughout the movie, I think I looked over to you and I was just like,
yeah.
It literally was that look. It was just like, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I had a really hard time after about the first hour, I found.
Because we all knew what was coming.
Well, the inevitability of a story like this, when you know how it ends, it makes it really difficult to watch after a certain point. Because as beautiful and well acted as it is, it's just still really sad.
It's just really sad.
And like there was moments like,
because we both didn't think he was gonna die. But we didn't know what was going to happen. We knew it was going to be bad.
I thought
we knew whatever was going to happen was going to be
I
bad.
thought he might have died. I was unclear.
I didn't know what. I thought she was just going to become a superstar and just be like, get out of my fucking life.
The scene at the Grammys is the hardest scene to watch. It's the one where you're just like, you want to look away. And then also because it's everything. It's that, but it's also when she gets him into the shower and she's crying over him, and you're just.
And the dad being like, "How could you fucking do this to my fucking daughter? Like, how could you fucking
that sequence is just like brutal. That sequence is hard.
I will have to say that is maybe the greatest depiction of the embarrassment that comes with alcoholism, and like I'll be completely, fully honest with you guys. It's something that I have struggled with in my life, and so when you watch that in a film, and you see like the hyper extremism of it, you see that moment of like, this is the Grammys. Not only just being at the Grammys, but winning a Grammy. Not just being embarrassing, but pissing your pants on the stage. Like, you thought it was going to be, the embarrassing moment was him like sleeping on the stairs, right?
It just got
and
worse.
You're like, no, he's going to go on stage and piss his pants. And like...
Yeah, so that sequence was tough to watch. I mean, there were some other fist pumps too. I mean, I like definitely think that the other one for me is when he walks over to her and he's like, "I want you to play that song I love," and he looks at her and he says, "Always remember us this way." And you when he says it, because he says, "I love you," always remember us this way. And you're like, okay, he just said he loves her. Then he says the line, and you're like, that's a line. And then you realize the song is called that. So you're like,
yep. And then she goes, "That Arizona sky."
And that song is
just so good. It's my favorite song on the soundtrack.
And there's stuff about, there are things that movies do a good job of capturing, and the older you get, the harder the romanticism of youth hits. Because when you're a kid, when you're 10, you can't really imagine what it's like to meet somebody who is supposed to sort of be the love of your life at an adult age.
Right.
And when you're 30, we're only 30, but I can't imagine being 40 or 50, you watch stories like this in La La Land, and you watch these moments in time, and you're like, this is the prime of their youth. This is it. They're living it. They're living the moment. And this is and it will change. That's what's so tragic about the movie for me, is that watching that is like,
the whole movie is a fleeting moment.
Yeah.
The whole movie is a fleeting moment, but you realize, because Bradley Cooper is your protagonist. Not that Lady Gaga is your antagonist, but Bradley Cooper is your protagonist. So you realize the whole movie is a fleeting moment for the person you care about the most.
I loved him so much in this movie.
And the person that you care about less is about to go like this. Not that you don't love her, because you love Lady Gaga in this movie, but it's about the fact that the person who you really have attached to, it's about his decline.
I feel like also trying to establish your point of view as an audience member in this movie was interesting.
It's
because
so tough.
Because you're like, on the one hand, you're like, he's a mess and she's a star.
Yeah.
But you're also like, but he gave her stardom by literally picking her out of a bar. By literally giving it to her.
By literally being like, I'm going to make you this.
And also, he marries her, and on top of that, like...
And he's not a bad husband.
No, and his comments to her when he's like saying her Grammy lyrics, like "Don't shake that ass so close to me," you're like, you have sold out.
Yeah,
and maybe that's what you're supposed to do, but you can relate to what he's saying because you're just like, that's not who he saw.
Well, because there's that scene in the film where I looked over to you and it was like, what the fuck is she doing right now?
Yeah.
And it was like, you have to imagine. Well, and this is the interesting thing about the movies. They never ever alluded to the fact that that was embarrassing. But it was so embarrassing. Like her singing a song of like, da, 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 da. You know, like it was like sexualized and it was like repetitive and it was like bad and not, you know what I mean? Like there was
they do allude to it's embarrassing because when she's in the tub, he says the lyric to her.
Right.
He's like Grammy nominated. Don't shake that ass. Of course.
Right. Oh, sorry. Exactly. And that's that moment where you're like, we're good. And that's that moment where you're like, it's so subtle, but it's also so impactful.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Sorry, did I hurt your foot?
I just want to make sure we're still plugged in. Yeah, I mean, so that moment and like, but then also like he's such a drunk and like, yeah, I mean, there's just a lot in his relationship to Sam Elliott, and then when he finds out that he's not going to be singing at the Grammys or at the thing.
That moment so that moment is great where he's like,
we've been on the other side.
We've been on the other side this many times before, which is like, that is the definition of Hollywood. That line is the definition of Hollywood.
He's like, you're old. You used to be young. You're not.
We've
relevant
been here
anymore.
before. You used to be that kid.
Yeah.
And it used to be a huge moment for us.
Yeah.
Honestly, that moment fucking hit home like hard.
Yep.
What I do want to say though is that the moment between him and Sam Elliott in the truck where he was like, it wasn't Dad I idolized, it was you. And then he gets out and shuts the door.
Yeah.
It missed a little bit. And that's the one thing about this movie is there's a couple moments of like very heavy dramatices that are supposed to crescendo into a moment to make you feel a certain way that miss just a little bit. And that's one of them.
Yeah, his relationship to Sam Elliott. Well, because the thing about his relationship to Sam Elliott that's confusing is you can't really figure out why Sam Elliott looks so much older.
Right. You heard them talk about the fact that he's like, my dad had me when I was like 63. So you think Sam Elliott's his brother that he had maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But even then, it's just like, why though? It doesn't really add or take away to the story to have your brother be 60.
He just wanted Sam Elliott as his older brother, I guess.
Right. And then they talk about it. It's like, you know, Sam's like, you know, pretty fun about a son-father duo traveling. And you're like, yeah, you allude to it, but like, why?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's more confusing than it needs to be.
Yeah.
I did see something on Twitter, and I thought this was interesting. What part of Los Angeles did she live in with her dad? Because it's like, is it the like suburban New York part of Los Angeles? Because like, think about it. They're in Hollywood, clearly.
Right.
But where she lives with her dad, and they're like all like these New York accents, like where is that?
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
It's like very clearly feels like it's supposed to be some like small borough in New York.
In New York, yeah. And
that's what it feels
from
like.
LA.
But it's definitely not. It's definitely in LA. Right?
Why?
It's weird. I don't know why they did that.
It feels like just like a slight, like I just like this place more than this place, so I'm gonna like just do it and hope you don't recognize.
Yeah, because they never really explain it. Yeah.
No, they never do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. So anyway, we've kind of, I think, talked about favorite line and fist bump moment. I mean, I think thesis statement is something that this is such a brand new movie. It's so fresh. I don't really want to like expound my... I would like to wait some time before I feel like I have a defined opinion on this movie, other than it punched me in the stomach and I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm in the same boat, but for me, it's one of those things where I've kind of recognized that like musicals might be my favorite genre of movie.
Yeah, I mean,
isn't that crazy?
The good ones are incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, like so that might be my fist pump. And I know we always say it should be something based in like fact and like very like white or black, like there's no gray, but like. I'm just going to say it and you guys are going to have to deal with it. I think musicals might be my favorite genre.
Yeah.
La La Land, this,
and
then fucking Greatest Showman. Those movies made me feel a way that so many movies haven't made me feel in so long.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, for sure, guys. So that's going to wrap us up here for the Team Action Secret Headquarters mini AMA on Star is Born. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to follow.
Tell me something. Yeah. Sorry, did I cut you off?
Were you talking? Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get back to this next time. All right, guys. Thank you. We salute you.